You know, it was like every blade of grass was the same color. It was the same height. It was always green. I never saw them out there, but it was kind of like, how do you do that? It's artificial. And I was really tempted, you know, it's kind of like, should we stop and go over and touch it and find out? Well, then we got a dog, so I had the opportunity. As I'm walking around the neighborhood, you know, it's like to get down and touch it. It's like, oh, it is real. And then I had the opportunity to speak with him one day and was talking to him about his yard. The individual is a bit obsessed, in my opinion, about his yard. It's perfect. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And he does not want the dogs on his lawn. I'm thinking, build a fence, you know. But it's absolute. I mean, he's got a power mower. I have a power motor, but his is one of those that rotates this way. It has something to do. Don't ask me why. You know, mine cuts this way, but this is the way that has to be done. You know, he's got a way in which he fertilizes it. He's got a little push thing, and he fertilizes it, and it's evenly spread. You know, when I spread fertilizer, it's whatever. You know. And trust me, I spread a lot of fertilizer. I put it out there. I look at my yard, it's not the same. You know, so a couple of weeks ago, I put out some grass seed. I needed to get some, you know, the new grass growing in. And I'm sitting there in the morning having my coffee. And we have a few of those feathered flying friends that come around. But I've got like a 3-foot by 10-foot section of grass. And yesterday morning, I counted over 70 of these little birds pecking away at my grass seed. There was no grass going to grow because they were eating it all. They were having the greatest time. I couldn't see the lawn because of all of the birds that have flown in. Intuitively, they have communication. I don't know if they're texting or emailing or what, but everybody in the county showed up for the grass seed in my yard. I don't know why his down the street doesn't have that. Maybe he's got an electronic guard or something going over it. But they were loving mine, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, I could get out of bed and I could shoo them all away, but they would just come back, and as soon as I left, you know, they would flock in again. So I realized, well, I guess my purpose in life here is to feed the birds. That's what I'm going to do. But see, they don't know any different. I know that I know in my consciousness, in my awareness. The birds have an understanding. They have an intuitiveness by which they live. But their purpose in life is just to be the bird. The same with vegetation, the trees. You know, when you plant a seed, an acorn, it knows nothing other than if the conditions are right, if everything, you know, the light and the water and the sun and all of that has provided itself in the way that it's meant to be, that acorn will grow up to be that oak tree. It has no other desire, it has no other intention, it has no other purpose. That's the consciousness of an acorn. Humans, however, have this unique ability to think. And we get so caught up into our thinking that we forget that we have a heart. And if we go too far into the heart, then we get caught up into the petty folliness of where that will lead us. And then after 2, 3, 4 marriages, we wonder why it continues to happen over and over again. We have to bring the wisdom and the love into balance. We need to find the way in which we can bring forth the balance in our life. And how important it is, particularly in this time of the year, in this holiday festival season, where everybody is out running about, trying to create all kinds of experiences The lights and the inflatables that are going up. It's like in my walks with the dog in the evening, there must be 1,000 inflatables that the neighbors have put up in every place. So I brought out my inflatable Tiggers and Winnie the Pooh, and I have mine up too. So join the crowd. Be a part of that. I don't have lights around my house yet. But the chaos that we create around this holiday season, that we start planning all of these activities, that there's all these festivals that are going on, that there's, parties to attend, that there are Christmas cards that we have to write, that there are gifts we have to shop and wrap and package up, and it gets really, really hectic. And then, on top of all of that, we invite all of our relatives into our house. Or maybe we go to their house. And we surround ourselves with these people that sometimes we don't want to find ourselves with, but it's the holiday season, so we have to do it. And we wonder, why did we do this? Where's the balance in all of this? So I'm just encouraging you to take some time this year, in this season, to think about this. Think about how you want to bring forth the balance, the love and the wisdom in your life. Doesn't mean that you ought not to invite your relatives or your friends and other people into your experience, or that you should show up in theirs. I'm not suggesting that you don't shop for gifts, because I think all of us enjoy receiving gifts. I know I do. Hint, hint. Thank you. It's a great time of the year to be in that experience, to take some time out of, whatever our routine is, and to look and see what else is coming up. But also remember, it is critically, vitally important that you do not give up your spiritual practice. You need to hold on to that day in and day out, year in and year out, whatever the season may be. You need to find your spiritual practice. If you don't have a spiritual practice yet, then I encourage you to see the practitioners that are available to us. To sign up for the Foundations class, you can still get in this week for the Foundations class, in order to develop and learn some spiritual practices. To get quiet. 5 minutes a day to just sit in the quiet. To watch the birds as they're eating your grass seed. And to take no care about that, because they're just being. They are just being. That's what we need to learn from them. Can we just be 5 minutes in a day where you can sit in the quiet stillness and allow that wisdom and that love to intersect into a place of inner peace? For when you find inner peace, guaranteed you will have the experience of happiness. Get out of your mind, get out of your heart, find that place of intersection in spiritual practice on a daily basis to look for your inner peace. And guaranteed you will have happiness in your life. This is the nature of the divine. This is the message that was in the 365 days affirmation of today. God will always have her way. I changed it a little bit. God will always have its way. joy, love, peace,